get to the joke before, as people, if we know that there's something that people are going to pick on, we get to that joke before anyone else does.
We've met a few times. This is my first time interviewing you, so I'm so excited.
Hi.
I know your work on stage, and especially with A Color Purple. So I've been
Mm-hmm.
dying to ask you, what is more intimidating? Is it singing I'm Here live 8 shows a week, or doing Defying Gravity for the screen?
I think they're both as intimidating as each other. They bring different things, they ask different things of me. Defying Gravity needs me to be in a wire and a harness, and millions of people know this song, and they are, it means a lot to a lot of people. And so what I really wanted to do is try to I wanted to take care of the song as much as I possibly could, but I also wanted to rise to the challenge. So that meant I was trying to do my own stunts and sing at the same time, but I had wonderful help to do that. And I think that's kind of how I am. I pick the things that ask a lot of me, because they're the ones that make me connect emotionally and physically. And that was, I think, what Defying Gravity was doing.
One thing I love about your take on Elphaba is that she starts kind of like defensive and becomes more vulnerable as the story progresses. What made you decide to bring that side of her? Because I think like a lot of the times we see her more, fearful and then becoming very strong. So your take was super interesting in that sense.
I think I saw her as a person who had lived in the skin she was living in her whole life. So I in my head, it was no surprise that people would look at her, would stare at her, would say things. I think that's something she's experienced as well. And as you see further on in the film, little Elphaba experiences all of that with other children. That's what she's experienced her whole life. So when she walks in that first time, people's reaction to her isn't new.
You're green.
I am. And so what I wanted to do was sort of put forward a person who was confident in what she looked like. I think she lives with her every single day, but the thing that she doesn't get to share is the vulnerability. And so when you start in that place, there's somewhere to go, and it meant that she could really sort of like open up and become a really, really vulnerable person, let people in. But before then, it's what we do. We get to the joke before, as people, if we know that there's something that people are going to pick on, we get to that joke before anyone else does, so that we can feel safe. So that defensiveness is like a version of her keeping herself safe, because she's been in a place where people make fun of her before. So if you get there first, then no one can make fun of you because you've already taken that off the table. But when she becomes really vulnerable, it's because she finally lets someone in, and because of that, she gets hurt, but then that allows for more connection.
Now, because we don't have a lot of time, my last question would be, do you have a favorite line from the musical? Is there something that you're like, this is the line for me?
Maybe some of us are just different.
I love that. Very quickly, did you steal anything from the costumes or the set?
I have a couple of things. I have my broom, my hat, my boots. I have a cardigan that I took from set. I have a big book that I took from Emerald City, some postcards, and I've been asking for another cardigan that has come. So some of it I took without people knowing, but people know that I have it, and some of it is coming to me because people have been very generous. So yes.
Well, you can keep it. You play Elphaba. No, it's your right.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations again. Thank you so much.
Obrigada.
Cannot wait to see what you come up next.
Thank you.
You can do anything. Is ever gonna bring me down.
Thank you.
Nice to see you, Miriam.
Nice to see you too.